Okay, so forgive the background. I don't really have a place to train anymore or actually explain. Apartment building is kind of whack that way. People are scared. I live in a country full of scaredy cats. Easily triggered people. Anyways, I'm going to explain this very succinctly, very briefly. Uh, when learning self-defense, it's important to understand how the body works. Okay. Uh, the eyes in the human being is a prime vulnerable point. Anybody that's ever ridden a bicycle and have gotten a big fat bug in the eye, everything stops. You're willing to crash into whatever until you get the bug out your eye. I'm sorry, the world stops, right? So that's the reason why when you're doing, a woodworking or freaking welding, you cover your eyes. Duh, right? So the eyes are a primary target. Okay. Secondary target is the throat. Okay, a quick hit to the throat, it will stop or stun most people. And the thing is your esophagus is nothing but like a bendy straw. And you've ever seen, you can expand and contract the bendy straw, and then when you crush it, it doesn't work so well anymore. That's the trachea, right? Plus all our major arteries run there, the carotid and the jugular, so choking out, blah, blah, blah. But that's kind of like a secondary sort of conversation, a tertiary conversation, to be honest with you, okay? Third, okay, is the groin or the pelvic girdle, right? In men, we all know a big little tap in the junk is going to cause a visceral reaction. Whether the person actually hits the target or not, you're kind of doing that, right? Which kind of sets you up for that anesthesia, right? Here's the antidote. Here's the anesthesia, right? More on that. Now, I'm not able to give you a full shot, but then the fourth is the knees, okay? On the front, inside, outside, back, you take out the knees. Again, Dalton said it in Roadhouse. R.I.P. You take out the knees. You're done. As far as locomotion, that's a mechanical injury. Okay, you're not going to take them out. Now, hitting somebody in the throat, you're liable to take them out, right? So, as I've taught many people, basically, just as the basics of self-defense, is the eyes, throat, groin, and I'm kicking, okay, or the knees, and I'm kind of doing a stomp kick, all right? I may have to change the angle so you can kind of see what I'm doing, right? So, again, for the eyes, and it's about a perception of speed, right? And think of snake-style kung fu. Have you seen Kung Fu Panda, and one of them's a mantis, and the other's a tiger, and the other's a snake? Well, that's kind of snake style, right? And it's an initiation and a retraction, okay? So I'm just going to initiate and retract, right? So an initiate and reach up, and I want to retract as quickly as possible because I may have to do it twice, okay? It's the same with any sort of punching, right? So I want initiate and retract. And again, I want to use all my fingers, not necessarily aim it because I might miss, right? There's more in that. The throat, there's a Y, right? I can do the same thing, just hit. Okay, I want to retract. Okay, faster than I extend out. Many people want to just extend. Oh, that's fast. No, you want to pull it back. Okay, and again, if it's along the body line, notice I'm going to probably, even standing square to somebody, it would be the same thing, right? But I might have to lunge forward, and that might be putting the power into it, right? It would be the same thing as an eye jab, right? So eye, throat. Now, kicking, Okay, so now kicking, all I have to do is just raise, and it's the same sort of thing, right? I'm pulling and retracting back, right? Just kicking up. And that's the key. You want to get the back of the nuts, right? However, male or female, getting kicked in the pelvis is going to hurt. Okay, I don't care. But men, we have testicles, and, you know, that's what causes us to go, ooh. And for you ladies, it's like a big stomach cramp that starts from the nuts and goes all the way, and it curls you over. It's just a huge, all of a sudden, stomach cramp. That's very, very difficult to breathe, very, very difficult to move from, especially if it's a good shot. Okay? Knees is just inside or outside kick. Very simple. All right? Nothing too complicated. But these are your basics. Okay? Eyes, throat, groin, knees. You can knee the groin, but when you knee the groin, it's not up. Because people grapple nowadays. Everybody you watch is UFC or whatever the hell. So now everybody wants to wrestle now, right? So when you knee up, people go oof, and they knee over that knee, and now you're grappling. You knee out. Notice the lean? So if I knee, the person's going to go backwards versus over. All right? So these are just some, you know, living room pointers. Again, I wish I had a gym or space to actually and a training partner to really kind of work these out on with, but hopefully you get the concept. Primary, all right? Eyes, throat, groin, knees. Okay? Then you've got ankle, instep, solar plexus. Okay? You know, back of the head, but then now you're starting to get into dangerous territory. All right? It's important for you to know your anatomy. It's important to understand anatomy. It's important to understand what it is that you're doing when you hit certain points. You do need time on his striking. You know, you need to know to be able to hit a heavy bag or some sort of bag and what it feels like your fingers hitting it. You know, you ladies that are wearing nails, I'm sorry. If you spend $100, whatever y'all spend on your nails, I'm sorry, you're going to lose one or two. Maybe like a porcupine in somebody's eye if they're messing with you, right? Like that. The same thing with the web of your hand, the fist. Don't recommend that because you might get in some legal trouble, right? Life or death, that's on you. Better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6, right? Getting kneed in the nuts sucks. It sucks. Incidentally or accidentally or on purpose, it's not a good thing. The feeling for you ladies is like a major, huge cramp, and it's to the point where you just ball up over it. All right, and it goes from your nuts up into your lower gut. Again, getting kneed in the pelvis, whether you got balls or not, is a good way to get somebody down there so you can administer some anesthesia. Knees are the most fragile part of our body. There's 2 points. I feel that it's the back of the neck, back of the head, and our knees. Hitting, and anybody that's in the sports, you know this. You know your favorite football, basketball player, especially football. You get taken out by the knee, front, back, side. It's a done deal. All right, and that's just so you can hit and run away from a self-defense situation. Again, I'm digressing. I could go on and on and on, but I haven't posted a video in a while along these lines, and I'm a bit remiss in not doing so. So there you have it. Post your comments below. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of them. I've only been doing this for almost all my life, so different arts, different instructors. I know what I know, done what I've done.